Taiwanese sesame oil chicken noodle soup. Chicken, noodle, ginger, gojiberries, sesame oil, sake, some water and some salt. That's it. Super simple ingredients, but I've never actually made this recipe before, so we'll see how this goes. So I'll start by rinsing and soaking these goji berries. Now these come in dry, so it's very important to wash them and then rehydrate them with some sake, because for some reason they don't react to extreme high heat that well. So I'm gonna soak them in sake and then just add them in the dish at the very end. So about a few teaspoons of goji berries and now sake. Go in. About enough to cover. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sear these chicken thighs and render some of the chicken fat from the skin. Now these are boneless skin-on chicken thighs. Traditionally with the dish you would use bone-in pieces of chicken. But here, because I don't like bones in my finished products, because I'm lazy, and also I think using chicken thighs exclusively would give me, some tender and juicy meat. And start the heat on medium, and the chicken thighs go straight in. I'm not going to season them because this dish you usually season at the end for some reason, and also it's a pretty light dish in terms of salt content. So I'm just going to go in skin side down and give these pieces some time to render. Okay, so these are in, skin side down. The heat is already on. I'm just gonna leave them alone and chop up some ginger as we wait. Okay, so I'm gonna really quickly cut up some ginger. I'm gonna use all of this. This dish is very ginger forward, if that's a thing. And I like to keep the skin on because I just don't care that much. And some say you have to cut it against the grain like you would a steak. I really don't care, Like, you won't be eating this. I won't be eating this. It's just for flavor, mainly. So I'm just gonna cut these up. Doesn't have to be super even either. That's the ginger cut. Now let's check back on the chicken. We got some sizzling going on here. A little bit of fat is coming out of these chicken pieces. Nice, nice. Now I'm gonna turn the heat up a bit to medium high to get some more fat out and get some color on these chicken. Now I'm not trying to cook the chicken all the way through in this step. I'm just trying to get some of the fat out so that I can saute the ginger to bring out some of the aroma. So I'm gonna give this a few more minutes and take them out and chop them into pieces. These guys have come out. Apparently the top side is still raw, but that's okay. The bottom side has picked up some beautiful color. Color is flavor, so happy with that. And now I'm just gonna cut these into like bite-sized pieces so that they're easier to manage later. All right, beautiful. So now these guys are gonna go in the wok, and I'm gonna give them a toss. Here we go. Heat back on, medium high-ish. There's a lot of fat here, So I'm not gonna add any more fat. At this stage, if I need more fat, I'll add more fat. But although this dish will use a lot of sesame oil, it doesn't stand like super high heat. It doesn't stand stir fries. It's gonna give out some off flavors when it hits high heat. So I'm gonna add this kind of as an ingredient, as a sauce almost. The pan is reasonably hot. So we go in with the ginger. If you care about the appearance of the dish, maybe don't cut it up so rough. But it doesn't really bother me. So. I just want to get it sizzling and kind of infuse some of the ginger flavor into the oil almost. So the heat doesn't have to be super high. By the way, this pot of water is for cooking noodles. The smell of ginger and chicken fat is just different, I'm almost like pan searing the ginger pieces. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the chicken back in. There we go, now we talking. I'm gonna toss the chicken pieces with the ginger. And the chicken juices and more fat from the skin are gonna join the party. Okay, so now the chicken is, I would say, 70 to 75% cooked. So now I'm gonna go in with half sake and half water. And turn the heat all the way up because I want to evaporate all the alcohol. Hot water. Ideally, this should be boiling water, but we don't live in an ideal world, so that's okay. A little bit more than that. It won't take long for this to go rapidly boiling. And now I'm gonna drop the noodles because the chicken's almost there. Now for this type of noodles, I don't put salt in my water because the noodles are already salty when they're made. Noodles go in, and another one. Now these noodles literally takes minutes to cook. Maybe a couple minutes, maybe even less. Didn't read the instructions, you should. Smells amazing here. Now I'm going in with the sesame oil. Let's say 5 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons. Sesame oil is in the name of the dish, so you need quite a bit. But you see what I'm talking about? I'm not using sesame oil to cook anything. I'm using it as a sauce or another sort of liquid, a broth or whatever. Now let me have a taste. Ooh, it's hot. That's pretty good. I'm gonna let this bubble for a bit. And noodles are basically done. We'll strain them. Ooh. Oh, that's hot, 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 hot. So into the serving bowl, I'm going in with a little bit of sesame oil. I'm taking noodles out. And I give that a toss. Now, this situation right here needs some salt. Mix it in. Now the color of this soup has become, you know, this sort of yellow, white, milky, creamy looking thing, and that's what I'm looking for here. Another taste for seasoning. Oh, that's good. That's good. Don't do that, okay? Don't scrape your metal spoon against your nonstick pan. I do not know why I just did that, but don't do that. And last but not least, I'm gonna spoon about a third of the goji berries and some of the soaking liquor. Put that in there. And save some for garnish at the very, very end. But this is basically done now. Look at that. Oh, that's good. All right, that's done. All right. I have extra noodles on standby here. So, yeah, let's do this. Oh, this is it. This is the stuff. Piece of chicken. Now the noodles. I mean, wow. Now, one thing about these noodles, they tend to clump up together. It doesn't matter how al dente you cook them to. They just won't, you won't be able to separate them. So some people like use scissors to cut them apart. I don't like to do that because I think that's weird. It's like bending pasta for me. But it just takes some extra slurping strength. This is one of those like chicken soup dishes that your mom will make you when you're sick. Now these noodles are called 面线 or noodle string in Mandarin. And it's like a cross between your regular noodles and vermicelli, which are even thinner than this. And again, these are made to be salty themselves, so you don't need to add salt to your cooking liquid. And on the packet, it actually says don't use the pasta water or the noodle cooking liquid to make a soup because it's already salty. And the chicken thighs really are the superior cut of a chicken, okay? I said it. It's better than chicken breast. Now, I should have cut them into larger chunks because I didn't account for this much shrinkage. But it's okay. Let's try a piece of ginger, why not? It's actually mellowed out quite a bit after spending some time in the pan. It's still a little bit spicy towards the end. Whew! Now actually I'm gonna go in with my kaidama, my extra noodles. As you can see, they are stuck on the colander. That's not a good idea. Look at this. Oh my God. Cook your noodles fresh, people. Don't do this. It's not good. Now I have this solid disc of noodles. It's almost like instant ramen, but it's okay, you know? As I said, these are not like your typical noodles. These are already mushy to begin with, so it's gonna be fine. You just have to go all in to eat these noodles. Like this. So that was the thumbnail. In terms of these goji berries, I don't know exactly what they're good for, but they're good for you. Like, I don't know how this like Chinese medicine thing works, but I've been told from a young age that goji berries are good for you. You know, put some in your chamomile tea, put some in your soup. So why not do it? And it tastes like an herbal version of raisins in the best way possible. It's not like a punch in your face sour or sweet. It's very subtle, and it makes dishes look better, I guess. Okay, look at this. Now these noodles soak up broth like nobody else. Like, look at this. There's no broth left. And I didn't drink all of it, obviously. But like the minute I put my extra noodles in, it started soaking up broth. One more thing about sesame oil. I added it after I added the sake and the water, and I kept the heat on high so that the oil and the liquid can emulsify to create this like creamy soup. And then at the very end, when I was plating the dish, I drizzled about another 2 to 3 tablespoons of sesame oil on top. It's almost like using like very expensive olive oil. You know, you use it to dress your salad, or you use it to add aroma and to add some good fat at the very end. And you don't want to cook with it because it becomes bitter, it gives off flavors. All right, so this is it. Sesame oil chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna have to do the dishes and go out for a long walk to walk all of this off, because as good as it is, there's a lot of fat and a lot of salt. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm out.